This is a difficult conversation, but it's one we must have. These are real stories from women at Figurehead and on our sites, read by men who now need to hear it and understand it. It's an industry problem, but unless we take some responsibility, nothing will ever change. This industry belongs to everyone. We don't just welcome women, we back them. A fair and safe workplace is built, just like everything else we do on site.
He said to me, I have a wife at home I can't control, so I'm not about to argue with a bunch of girls on site.
Worst one was the chippy. Sent inappropriate messages late at night. Can't stop thinking about you. Do you like flowers? He'd follow me into apartments and just stare at me as I was completing defects. I felt incredibly unsafe and scared.
My biggest fear is being invisible for a promotion, and my male colleagues leapfrog me into leadership positions just because they fit the mould.
A tiling trade refused to do an induction with me because I was a woman and threw his pen back at me. He said that in his culture, there are no women in construction and that the women should be serving the men at home.
A male stood over me about our equipment being in his way. This led to him yelling in my face. He was removed from site, but it made me concerned about my safety.
I don't want to be responsible to call out bad jokes. Men still say, "He's such a girl," as an insult, when a man can't make a decision.
I opened up to a senior manager about the challenges of being a primary carer, co-parenting and working full-time. Instead of being met with understanding, I was told that I need to sort out my co-parenting arrangements as the team needs me and Figurehead is not a charity. He felt the need to say this even after I was fulfilling all my employment obligations.
I've watched many female site supervisors push hard through the barriers they face, but I haven't seen many stay long term. That's worrying. There must be many things happening behind the scenes we don't see or hear that's making them leave or shift roles.
I was told I couldn't handle a large delivery, even though I'd coordinated the safety and exclusion zone. Works had to be halted until a male site member was present.
Or the other one, "He must be on his period. We can't have fun anymore." Or, "Sorry, there's a girl in the room."
Are you surprised by what you read?
Like, angry, but like a bit ashamed. Like, you know, you think like Figurehead's progressive and all of this, but like you read that and you're like...
It's surprising that it's almost set in the 1950s. I have two girls. If they want to follow my footsteps, they need to feel safe. Everyone's got the right to feel safe in their own work environment. So construction should be no different.
Very surprised. I thought these would be stories of other trades or people on site, not stories of confiding in a manager and being dismissed.
Especially trade-based, like they come in, you know, female electrician, female carpenter. I mean, they're very isolated if they want to mention these things, they're isolated.
It's been too long and we have not done enough to rectify the dreadful situation our women find themselves in within our industry.
I guess what we need to ensure is that we're providing an environment that there is no consequence for that person who is speaking up.
I just don't want any of my colleagues to go through this.
Other men calling other men out for their behaviours is probably the best thing. Make them like realise that it's not the right thing to be doing. I guess it is intimidating, but if no one says anything, then it's just going to keep happening.
Enough.